Have you seen the documentary The Phenomenon, which talks about UFOs and extraterrestrial sightings? The US is also going to declassify some info. What are my thoughts about UFOs and extraterrestrial sightings? And it being confirmed by many individuals and decorated government and military officers across the world. So these confirmations are mostly from US government sources and US military sources. So, like I said earlier, I am convinced that there is extraterrestrial life in our own solar system and outside. I'm convinced that there are intelligent aliens as well in various star systems around the world, around the universe. But I am not sure that they have visited us. We still don't have enough data. You will see that there is no scientist who is making any comments about this. No scientist is commenting about this. And the reason is that we don't have sufficient data to come to any kind of proper conclusion about the origin of these extraterrestrial sightings. So let me explain what I mean by this. Let's say that the US government declares that rainbows don't exist. Then your reaction is going to be, what nonsense? We know that rainbows exist. We have all seen rainbows. They have been documented to exist. There are so many photographs and videos of rainbows worldwide. So there is documentary evidence and a massive amount of documentary evidence that rainbows exist. And I have seen one myself. So you are lying. Rainbows do exist. Now, what if the US government says that comets don't exist? Then again, your reaction will be, but we know that comets exist. We have seen comets. Some of us have seen comets. And astronomers have been describing comets, observing comets for centuries. And in the 20th century onwards, we have a massive amount of photographic and video evidence of comets taken by thousands of astronomers and non-astronomers worldwide. So there's a massive amount of evidence, irrefutable evidence, that comets exist. Now the US government is saying that UFOs exist, and here is our footage. And you will find that this is black and white footage, very grainy. It's hard to make out what it is. And they say that this footage comes from US Air Force and US Navy cameras. So I have two questions. First of all, why do these UFOs make themselves apparent? Why do these UFOs reveal themselves only to US government and US military sources? Why is that? And secondly, the US military has the world's greatest and latest technology. So why are they releasing only grainy black and white videos? I am sure that they have extremely high definition video capabilities in their military planes, in their aircraft. So why are only grainy black and white images being released? What is the reason for that? And why are these aliens showing themselves only to the US government? Why are there no UFO sightings in Mumbai? Why are there no UFO sightings in Berlin, in Beijing, in Tokyo? Why is it always, and why is there no UFO sighting in Manhattan, where thousands of people can see it at the same time and photograph it and take videos? Why are there no multiple source sightings of UFOs? Why is it always the US government and the US military? So that is what makes me extremely skeptical about these UFO claims. So when I was a kid, I was fascinated with UFOs. But as I grew up and I became a scientist, I realized that we do not have sufficient evidence to make a decision one way or the other, whether they exist or not. Clearly, there are unexplained aerial phenomena that are cited from time to time. Some of these have been explained. Some of them are still unexplained. But these releases of videos by the US government, they look like plants to me. I feel that it's to create a certain kind of narrative which has a long-term political or geopolitical objective. So I am extremely skeptical about the current rash of UFO disclosures that the US government is making. I am not at all convinced about these claims.